Rich,
Yo,
let's talk some anime, man.
let's talk some anime. I'm just gonna run through real quick of My Hero Academia just to kind of get us just slightly caught up
Mm-hmm.
on for this latest season. Season 6, episode 1 dropped Saturday. As we're speaking right now, it is Sunday
Mm.
after. But let's kind of just run through it. Like, what is My Hero Academia? Well, first of all, it follows Yun Midoriya, and he's in high school. No, he's in junior high. Excuse me. And in this world,
Wow,
you
he is
have
that young. Wow, I
yes, he is
forgot.
that young. They start out in junior high, and uh, in this world, they have people have powers. You kind of, I guess you can call them. For Marvel, they'll be like mutants, and for DC, they are meta humans.
Metahumans, yeah.
Yes, but in this world, you get your quirk coming around like the age of 4. A lot of
Mm.
them, and you'll get your quirk from your parents. It's hereditary, so either one or maybe both of your parents could have a quirk, and you can one of them can manifest in you, or if they're compatible, both of them will manifest in you, and then it'll become like a compound type quirk and like a whole new power. So young Midori was not born with a quirk. Everyone around him, they have their quirks. They're messing around. They're kind of bullying him because he's like a normal. Oh yes. Also, at the beginning, your first years of school, you're integrated with it. Everyone's working with everyone, right? And then the chosen few, I guess, will move on to hero training, the Hero Academy.
Mm.
So young Midori thought he just, he loved All Might. All Might was his
Yeah.
hero, wore the pajamas, looked at all the videos. Like, just think of him looking at YouTube videos, and think of Jack looking at Superman all the time on YouTube,
Yeah.
wearing a,
Yeah.
wearing a, wearing a Superman pajamas. Just like, yeah, that's Midoriya. So he gets bullied here and there, but he still keeps a positive attitude, and he's pretty bright. He breaks down figures, and pretty smart with what he does. He meets All Might, but when he first meet him, he wasn't aware of who he was.
Which is like freaking
Like,
Jim
scrawny,
Carrey.
yeah. And then he gets into his power state, and like I said, it's gonna be a quick recap, as quick as it's gonna be. But yeah. So anyway, All Might sees something in young Midoriya, and he takes him on as a pupil. So now he's training him up, training his body up, because he's telling him, you can't have my quirk if your body's not prepared.
Mm.
So now the time comes, and he gives him the quirk, and Midori thought it was going to be something spectacular, and he ends up not eat my hair, bro.
I
Like,
remember that.
he was like, eat my hair, bro. He's like, wait, what?
Like what?
So he eats his hair. The cork manifests, but he still wasn't ready. He was hurting himself left and right.
It's breaking his bones every
Yeah.
time he used them powers, man.
But because Midori's smart, he was able to kind of break down how much power he can use. He was able to pick up on it somewhat quick. There were times where he had to go past the limits of his body in order for the situation. Like, one was the tournament, the other one was the when he was fighting that muscle bound guy up in the mountains.
Yeah,
That's when he
that was a dope
really went.
fight.
That woo.
That was sick.
But yeah, but as we progress along, Midori is progressing, not only coming into his own with his powers, learning how to use it his way. But he's also designing his costumes just like all the other characters. They're all designing their own costumes to help them, amplify their powers or whatever the case may be. And now we come to find out about season 5,
Mhm.
Midori has multiple quirks within him,
That was crazy because it
bro.
was like because you hear All Might talk about his predecessor, but I guess I missed or didn't think about the predecessors had predecessors,
Right.
and now they established they can all talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
But All Might wasn't. It appeared to me he only had one quirk. It didn't appear to me he had access, or maybe he just chose to use one.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
he
know.
might have just chosen just to use the strength, but according to this, his powers is similar to All for One,
Mhm.
where if the person who you pass your power down to has a quirk, their quirk now becomes part of the original quirk. So it all becomes compound. So you can access it through, I believe he's accessing it through dreams, talking to each quirk member or quirk user.
I have so many questions that I feel okay. I might save this for the review. I don't know because did All Might and the rest of the predecessors? All Might was quirkless, right? He didn't have a quirk until he was given the power, right?
No,
All
I
right,
believe
that's not clear.
I don't know. That wasn't clear. It seemed like All Might had a quirk because he had like a guy making him equipment and everything like that. He was a hero for quite some time.
But that's when he got the quirk, though. When it was passed to him, right?
I don't
Like
know.
before it was passed to him, was he like Midoriya?
I don't think so.
That's where I'm. I guess that's where I'm not sure. Because then,
Yeah.
how come he's not freaking going through his Rolodex of superpowers, All Might, when he was heroing? Especially when he fought All for One, you think like he would pull out all the stops.
Yeah, I don't think he was aware of it. I think maybe he was aware of it. He probably didn't tap into that yet, and he just never needed to because he had his own power, or he just focused on his strength quirk.
Okay,
That's what I'm assuming.
maybe it'll be explained more in season 6 because we kind of just established the dream world and the other heroes.
I might need to deep dive into that and do some little research. But yeah, so now Midori's quirks are different quirks are manifesting. And one quirk in particular in season 5 was kind of at first a danger because he wasn't able to control it and it was kind of running haywire. And that was the dark lashes or the whiplash or whatever they were. It's like
it's like
ethereal tentacles or tendrils that would come out of his hands.
Yeah.
And he couldn't control it at first, but then he found a way to control it. And now, he's making, because Midori's a smart dude, like we've stated, and he's making his power work for him.
I was kind of sad about that though. As cool as that power is, I really dig his like first power. I just couldn't wait for him to figure out how his body can handle just when you put it all in his finger. I'm like, oh, don't stop using that. Don't stop using that. I mean, the black tentacle things are cool and all, but don't stop using that joint where it's like, if I can harness my power in my pinky. I love that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, but there was another when he ran into he went to rescue young Eri, I believe her name was.
The girl, yes.
Yeah, the girl with the horn.
Yeah.
And she can turn back time. She can revert time back. So whatever damage you may have, she turned the time back and you wouldn't have the damage. But the problem with that was she would turn back time because she didn't have real control of the powers. She would turn back time too much and people would just blip out of existence. So he came to a major fight and he just went all out because she was on his back. And man, when I tell you, this fight was so dope.
That was good.
He was able to go all out because time was just kept rolling back and he just kept getting healed.
That was brilliant. That might have been, I don't know which fight I put first, that one or the one in the mountains. The one in the mountains was dope because it was like he was prepared to die.
Yeah, he was.
Like, if this is what happens, it happens.
Yeah.
This was incredibly smart.
Yeah,
this is the first show.
It's the first time you really saw him go like all out, full power.
Yeah.
And it was like, can't wait to see this dude in the future.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the anime goes on long enough. If not, I might have to jump into the manga because there's a lot of stuff going on in the manga. They're way, way in the future on this one.
Well, when I did my recap for this, for those of you watching this on YouTube, you're just watching Anime Alley, but this is part of a podcast, and so we're going to be doing the review of My Hero Academia season 6, episode 1. For you on YouTube, it's going to be a separate video, so that's why we're talking about this right now. So in season 5, they talked about how this is their second spring. It's only been like a year and a half at school.
Yeah,
we have a while to go.
Yeah,
before this dude becomes the hero.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Rich, how rich is it? What do you rate this, man?
Oh man, I'm gonna give this a solid 9.
Woo!
Solid 9 out of 10. All
I
right.
have to agree.
Yeah.
I have to
You gotta
agree.
get into it.
Man, it hits you in the feels. It's
It
action
does.
packed. It does everything.
Like, even because I mean, listen, you watch a lot of animes and you get a lot of filler episodes, and some of them are just like, you can just pass by them. But some of the filler episodes for this is just like, yeah, I guess
Because it's filler, but then it's just watching these teenagers like love each other and support each other, or freaking dealing with the fact that you have an abusive father who's now the number one hero. Like the filler episodes aren't just filler. They have so much character. But man, we'll talk more about this. You guys on YouTube, jump to our review. It's in the review playlist. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk. We're talking